here at the National Stadium. And now, as we get the start of the second half, the Jamaicans down 1-0. Michael Bradley plays it back in defense and finds Matthew Bessler. Bessler across to Omar Gonzalez. Bessler gets it back and he goes long, trying to get it to Altidore. He gets it to Fabian Johnson. Alvis Powell, the young 18-year-old player here from Jamaica. His second senior start. Also played against Tottenham, and by all accounts did a pretty decent job. He must be feeling really, really good about his performance. Made mistakes. Senior players made mistakes. Big time players make mistakes in football, and this youngster, I think, has a wonderful future ahead of him. We expect to see that he will probably be professional pretty soon. If you play in a World Cup qualifier, then for any country, I suspect a number of clubs would want to take a good look at you. This is Altidore. The flag is up on the far side. Not the crowd that we saw against Mexico, but not as bad as maybe some of us thought it would have been yes. Here at the National Stadium, but still some support for the Reggae Boys. And even if they lose this game, you know, it's still not over. The Jamaicans will still have, what, 5 games after this?
That's correct.
Honduras coming up, when they have to play the United States again in the United States. They've played the Mexicans twice. They play Costa Rica here. Here's Jermaine Hewitt. They play Honduras here. So the Jamaicans could still have an opportunity. 1998, they went through with 14 points. And right now, they could still get more than 14 points. And in 1998, you never had a 4th place position to have another opportunity. Now they do. CONCACAF with 3 teams automatically going to the World Cup. Mexico, you suspect, normally there. You feel they're going to be there again. The United States, normally there. So some people think that the other 4 teams fighting for 2 spots. Who knows what will happen? The Mexicans lead the group with 6 points. Panama 5. Costa Rica, USA and Honduras 4. Jamaica 2. Mexico and Jamaica played more games than everyone else. Here comes the United States, back to Tim Howard. He's not a left footer, but that's not a bad clearance, left-footed. Alvis Powell puts it back up, finds Jermaine Johnson, who's had a speedy first half. Had a good shot that was blocked by Tim Howard.
Yes, been impressive.
Another one. This is Elliott. Johnson is called for the foul. He usually puts up his arms and says, well, what was that about, Mr. Ref?
Well, interestingly, Bert, it's 9 infringements against the USA, and 4 of those have been called for offside. So they have been offside as much as they've infringed, and Jamaica searching, trying to find Teddy Johnson again on the right.
And they do find the Jermaine Johnson. Alvis Powell overlaps. Johnson keeps the ball. Will he get a shot off with the left foot? He does. Tim Howard obviously not certain where he was. The assistant referee looked like he was going to say corner.
Yes.
And he looked at the referee. He said, go kick. News coming in. Costa Rica 1. Honduras 0. So the Costa Ricans on 4 points. Should they win, they will go to 7 and top the group, depending on what happens in that Mexico-Panama game. Here comes the United States. They don't care about that game right now. They're more concerned about what happens right here. This is Jermaine Jones with the ball. Clint Dempsey plays at Tottenham. Jones. Ball played all the way back for the United States. Comes across to Bessler. Bessler looking for Altidore and finds it. Daniel Gordon comes close. No one in the box for the United States. Now 2 players in the box. Now 3 players in the box. Fabian Johnson couldn't get it. Austin does to Elliott. Plays it up to Ryan Johnson. This is Garth McCleary. Johnson heads for the box. Jermaine Johnson on the far side. McCleary to Rudolph Austin. He goes for goal!
Searing, searching shot from Rudolph Austin, the right foot drive. He hit that one right dead center this time, swerving, dipping away from the right upright. And Tim Howard had a good look at it as it just went past the upright. Here it is again. Played back in his path. Controls on the right foot, heads up, drives. Bradley goes wide. and just carries it further than it looked.
Here is Jermaine Johnson. Ryan Johnson is inside the box. Jermaine who gets there. Johnson get past Beasley. Can he get it across goal? He'll end up getting a corner. Showed some pace, showed some quality. Jermaine Hugh will come across and take it. Jermaine Johnson, as we said in the first half, a handful for DeMarcus Beasley. Jermaine Hugh will tee this one up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Jamaicans inside the box. They're outnumbered by the Americans. Here's a cross. Elliott again wins the header. The referee said he was pushing and it's going to be a foul to the United States.
That has happened much too often, Bertis. We had about 11 corner kicks on against Mexico, and each time, just like now, Elliott creates an infringement that really stops the attack instead of finishes a goal scoring opportunity.
You don't too often see goalkeepers wearing full white. Tim Howard in white tonight, and they're, you know, in the old time days, Johnson's offside. Ryan Johnson's offside. Goalkeepers wore like green, and the argument at that time is that you didn't want the players to pick out the goalkeeper.
Yes.
Because if you look up, you might think it's the grass.
That's
but
right.
now goalkeepers are in red and pink and
any color,
white and blue. Doesn't matter.
every color.
Doesn't matter anymore. Things have changed. There was also a time that the formation was called WM. They had 5 forwards. Now most teams play with 1. Well, there you go. I guess that's evolution. Here's Austin. Alphas Power.
And we just saw Jermaine Hugh seeming to find his passing range, but Ryan Johnson just crept unnecessarily in the offside position, but that ball had gone beyond Bessler and into the open space. Ryan Johnson caught unnecessarily in an offside position there.
Mr. Salazar having a chat with Rudolph Austin and Jermaine Jones, telling them to calm down. Here's Fabian Johnson. Gets the better of Daniel Gordon. Alvis Power comes all the way back and wins possession. Here's the youngster. Still Alvis Power. And does well, but gives up possession, does well defensively.
Yes.
But gives up possession. And now it's Daniel Gordon as tries to get it to Ryan Johnson. He doesn't get it, and this ball goes all the way across. He's a good cross here. This time it's met by Mariappa at a corner to the United States.
But you get the feeling that we're not getting a lot of the discussion and communication from our defensive line. And Ricky seems to be quiet. Those crosses come in, but he doesn't seem to be getting to our defenders what to do and what not to do. We had 3 players around the ball, and we still hurried and gave up possession.
Susi with a chance, Altidore. It's cleared by Mariappa, who steps on Donovan Ricketts. Here comes Jamaica. Jermaine Johnson again on Beasley. This time Beasley gets the better of him, maybe the first time in the game. Donovan Ricketts, I don't know if he stepped on his hand. He's flashing the right hand, but here comes the United States. The United States with more possession. The Jamaicans actually with more shots on target. But again, it's United States with 56%, but the most important statistic, folks, would be the 1 goal for the United States. Jamaica with 10 shots. The United States with 6. Not a bad cross here again. Oh, very good touch by Dempsey. Puts it to the back post, headed out by Mariappa. And here comes McCleary for Jamaica. Counter-attack on. Tries to get it to Jermaine Johnson. Beasley wins that battle again. It's going to be a throw to Jamaica.
Just not so sure about Garrett McCleary. Gets by his man very often, but he reaches in mid-stride and he slows down instead of drives. Much like Teddy Johnson, accelerate and drive and create problems for the back line. He tends to stop halfway and then gives up the responsibility to someone else.
Woodbine gets a return pass. This is Rudolph Austin. Johnson, good first touch. He's going to take on Beasley again.
That's it.
And he does. Here's Johnson across goal, almost caught Tim Howard. Howard says it was outside before and it should be a corner. The crowd loves that. Jermaine Johnson again with some pace. Went by Beasley. Probably could have done better with the cross.
Should have brought it across, but that's what I'm telling you about. Get beside, get behind, and drive at goal. That's the difference.
Here's Jermaine Dew with the corner to the back post. Headed by the United States. Elliott puts it back in, cleared. And United States player down. And it seems like he's hurt badly. They're frantically calling.
Yeah, probably a clash of heads when that ball was being challenged for right about the 6-yard line. You see him there, and Tim Howard just sitting, kneeling on the. Here's the replay. The corner coming in. Daniel Gordon challenging, and that's the header there, and the heads clash. Probably it's Jones. I think it's probably.
It is Jermaine Jones.
Right.
Jones, and I think he fell badly. He fell badly. Where's the stretcher?
But they're looking at his head or above in the shoulder region. So probably it was from the contact with the heads, and the stretcher not called for as yet.
Stretcher bearers, they're sitting there looking, and the fourth official is not sent for the stretcher, but now they got up the stretcher bearers, but now look how he goes down.
And there's the heads. That's where the heads clash.
Yep.
And the taller man, number
Gordon.
2, Daniel Gordon from Jamaica.
Decided to make the substitution.
Not taking any chances.
Yeah, the question was asked, should we make the substitution? And you could see where someone in the medical staff said, yes, you need to do that. He doesn't look so good. Back to live action. Not certain who will replace Jermaine Jones. Well, you see that now. Jeffrey Cameron seems to be the man that's coming on, wearing the number 20 shirt.
Has played in the centre half position with Gonzalez up to the last game, I think, against Germany in the friendly. So Jones has been one of 2 central defensive midfielders. You see the number 20 there coming on for the number 13 going out. Jeffrey Cameron is the man coming on.
So forced change to United States. Jones heads to the dressing room and he's being helped. Certainly not looking so good as he goes up the tunnel here at the National Stadium in Kingston. We welcome you once again to our coverage here of the final round World Cup qualifiers in the CONCACAF zone. Here's Fabian Johnson. Good block by Alvis Powell. He does well to keep it in. Still Alvis Powell with the ball. Again, good defensive work, but again, not a very good pass forward.
Getting pieces of it, young Alvis Powell, as he learns under extreme conditions. Beasley with the throw-in.
Cameron, his first pass is broken up by Daniel Gordon. So, not great news for Jermaine Jones, who makes his way to the dressing room after, as they call it, a headbutt. Certainly hope that he's going to be all right. And Jurgen Klinsmann, as Bradley does well with the ball to Altidore, to Johnson, back to Bradley. Back to Fabian Johnson. Cameron inside. Good movement by the United States. They get it across to Matthew Bessler. That wasn't Bessler, but here's a chance. That was Susie actually. Comes all the way across to Johnson. Alvis Powell again allows it. Powell growing in confidence. He made a couple of bad passes in that first game, but I thought overall the youngster played well, and so too tonight. He's not had a bad game. We come up on the hour mark in this game with the Jamaicans down 1-0. The goal scored 30 minutes ago. Well, actually not 30 minutes ago, but 30 minutes ago in the game.
It's about 30 minutes ago. It's now 60 minutes on the clock.
I said in the game because you had half time.
That's
so
right.
It would have been 45 minutes ago. Dempsey on the outside, and Austin helps him back up and says, okay.
After helping putting him down.
Yeah, knock him down and says, well, I'll help you back up, son.
But if we're watching about the last 4 attempts, particularly at the start of the second half, a lot of floated chip passes from the Americans into the box, trying to get another header, because the organization of the Jamaican defense is questionable.
Here's Powell once again. Jermaine Jones, who got hit in the back of the head, taken to the medical staff, and obviously probably felt a little dizzy. You could see him walking off, and the coaching staff asked the question. Here's McCleary. The answer was given quickly that he should take him out. Michael Bradley, here comes the United States. Dempsey, that's beautifully done. Cameron gets it back. No call by the official because the Americans kept possession. Dempsey asking, why didn't you make the call? And I suspect the official said, because your team still has the ball. Here's DeMarcus Beasley. He gives away possession. Gordon inside to Elliott, to Jermaine Hugh. McCleary goes for the run. Hugh gets himself in some problem. Elliott does well to get it back and gets it to O'Brien Woodbine. Made in a left back position. Here comes McCleary, but he doesn't get there before Omar Gonzalez. Still Jamaica with the ball. Hugh back to Elliott. Again, the Jamaicans, you're not seeing a central forward. The Jamaicans down 1-0. Here comes Alvis Powell going on a little run here. Oh, Powell does well, and he's going to get the free kick. Should be a card to DeMarcus Beasley. So Salazar doesn't take it out. So we're not going to see a card, but it's going to be a free kick to Jamaica.
Alvis Powell making his way. The young man just wasn't sure where he was going from here, and Beasley panicked and gave up the free kick again. Big question signs over DeMarcus Beasley defensively, and we should attack him more often. But Jamaica in a good position to attack. Jermaine Hugh with the kick needs to use it properly in a position he's very familiar with. Probably will go on goal.
Here's Jermaine Hugh. Goes for goal. Deflected. I thought it got the deflection, but it was a decent deflection. And the way things stand here, should the game end like this, the United States would go to 7 points. They are now on 4 points, the United States. You'll get 3 points to win. Here's Jermaine Jones. Oh, Jermaine Johnson, I meant to say. He did well, but this time Beasley comes back and it's going to be a goal kick. So the United States would go to 7. Costa Rica, if it stays like this, would go to 7.
Here's a free kick again, the left footer from Annie. Hit the hand inside the box. That deflection was from 2 hands in front of the face. Look again. Look at DeMarcus Beasley, number 7 on the right. Hands up. That's a penalty.
Could have been called. Could have been called because the hands did come up. But I think maybe the referees would say that he was protecting himself. And
not with 2 hands on your chest. Those hands came up, you handled the ball.
Here's Altidore. Again, Alvis Powell, I think, has grown in confidence. And in the last maybe 10 minutes or so, he looks the part, doesn't he?
Yes, he's growing offensively, still has a lot of work to do defensively. One simple mistake has cost 2 goals in the last 2 games. At this level, simple things mean a lot. So he's growing, but he's growing on the job. Well done.
Very good control by Jermaine Johnson. Again, he takes on Beasley. Beasley gets some help. Back to Jermaine Hugh. Gone to the far post, or the far side, to find O'Brien Woodbine, who keeps it in. He probably will have to go back to Mariappa. He does. O'Brien Woodbine will get this, but there's no one inside the box just yet for the cross. McCleary not attacking the play. He stayed behind. Jermaine Hugh at the back post.
Wins it.
And this is Ryan Johnson. Comes all the way across. It's headed out by the United States. And now they clear their lines. A bit of a panic there by the United States. But again, you saw The ball going down the left-hand side. No one attacked the goal. There was no one close enough for a good cross. And even if they got a good cross, there was no one close enough. And if you remember both goals in recent times, the opposing team had a centre forward right in front of the goalkeeper. The Jamaicans have not done that. Here's Jermaine Johnson once again. Goes across to Ryan Johnson. Cleared. This is Cameron. Back to Bessler. Bessler with the ball. Matthew Bessler goes all the way across. Finds Susie.
Jermaine Johnson looks hurt, Burtis.
Yep. Here's Bradley. Susie. Back to Gonzalez. Now this is Bessler. Altidore, the goal scorer. Cameron, the substitute. Back to Michael Bradley. Good movement by the United States. Susie on the far side. Dempsey is inside. He will come back to Bradley with the ball. Again, good possession by the United States. Here comes DeMarcus Beasley. Alvis Powell blocks it. Youngster does well. Altidore is down. Here comes Austin. Jermaine Johnson. Jamaica will keep possession, but a substitution to be made.
Jermaine Johnson hurt. Saw him in training last week. 2 days. I watched him. 2 days he came off the field. Came off the field again. And Theo Robinson, number 14 for Jamaica, comes in for him.
Well, the crowd is a little annoyed with the change, but obviously he's hurt, which is why he was pulled out. So again, the coaches in the stands, they don't know what's going on the park, so they get a little annoyed, and Theo Robinson comes on. Here comes the United States. This is Michael Bradley. He goes for goal and misses goal. So, Theo Robinson wearing the number 14 shirt comes off the park. And you could see Jermaine Johnson was spent, really. And I suspect Theodore Whitmore had no choice just now. But to be honest, they've brought in pace for pace. Theo Robinson does have some pace also. So if we could continue the movements of Jermaine Johnson, this could be good for Jamaica. You really would want to see Johnson the way he was playing on the park. This is Ryan Johnson, left-footed shot.
Good to see him coming off. Good to see him getting into play. Good to see him now looking to take up the responsibility. Left foot shot, but off target, but good intention nonetheless.
Theodore Whitmore looking to make another substitution.
Beckford.
This is Jermaine Beckford this time.
He really has a lot of faith in this young man.
Well, wonder who will come out.
Probably Johnson.
Cameron, Beasley. Cameron once again. Theo Robinson doing some work. This is Bessler. The United States with a 30th minute goal by Josie Altidore. And again, Alvis Powell looking very confident. And now the substitution will be made. So Jermaine Hugh is the man that's coming out. I think the crowd not agreeing with that substitution. Hugh is out. Jermaine Johnson, so number 8 and number 18 off the park. And number 7 and number 14 on. Here comes the United States. 2 players inside the box. They go for Altidore. Cleared by Mariappa. Costa Rica 1, Honduras 0 last time we heard. Mexico 0, Panama 0. Just about 20 minutes to go in the game. You can see on the far side some of the fans have already started to leave, as this one doesn't give Donovan Ricketts
Here's that chip
too many problems.
Service again. They just put it in the air and their attackers attack the ball. Our defenders not doing a good job of attacking that ball or winning those headers. That went just over the bar.
Mariappa.
And the crowd is starting to leave, Curtis, if you look in the bleachers.
Bradley plays it through. Donovan Ricketts started to come, change his mind, and then decided I can get the ball, and restarts rather quickly to O'Brien Woodbine. This is Theo Robinson. Here comes the United States. Bradley, who stayed in the middle of the park, and he's played well. Michael Bradley, very quiet.
Very quiet. Usually is much more robust, much more athletic from box to box. Now he picks his moment and comes into the attack as he is now.
Good ball here by the United States. Can they keep it in? They do. I guess they tried to get the deflection off the Jamaican player, and it worked. Came off of Brian Woodbine. It's another corner. So the crowd really would want to see the Jamaicans get a goal here. Here's the United States getting inside the box. Costa Rica Honduras 1-0 Costa Rica. It's half-time there. Mexico, Panama, 0-0, half-time there. Here comes Albus Powell. Again, showing some confidence, the young man. Gets it back to Marvin Elliott. Jermaine Beckford makes the run. He doesn't get the ball. It was McCleary who made the run. Altidore, first touch, not a good one. Albus Powell inside to Adrian Mariappa. Austin comes and he takes it. And he gives it back to Mariappa. Robinson in an offside position. They don't go to Robinson. They go to Beckford. Looking for a call. He doesn't get it. Bradley again, quietly efficient. Here he is. Hasn't done a lot of running, but certainly has control of the middle of the park and hasn't made too many mistakes.
Simple.
Yep, he's done well there. This is Bessler, Matthew Bessler. Tim Howard probably wouldn't have been too impressed with that pass. Could have hit Robinson, gone back in. Here's Mariappa. Easier for goalkeeper Donovan Ricketts. This is Mariappa. Jose Altidore with a free header in the 30th minute. About 5 yards away from Donovan Ricketts from a right-sided cross. The United States they lead 1-0. Again, here's Michael Bradley, very calmly, gets it to Clinton Dempsey, the man from Tottenham. Brian Woodbine gets it back to the man from Portland. That's Portland Timbers. This is Elliott. Powell. McCleary. Foul against McCleary.
For pushing. But the game is being played on the terms of the USA. They have simplified the game, they have slowed the game, they have relegated it to possession, and a third substitution.
Omar
Daly comes on the park, the number 16 for Garrett McCleary. And good to see Whitmore and Jamaica bringing on a ball handler to change the style, the complexion, and the tempo of the game that was a little lost, has been a little lost in the last 8 or 9 minutes since the departure of Jermaine Johnson and Jermaine Hugh.
Well, Daly again, very pacey player. Jamaicans badly in need of a goal here.
And USA possessing and simply running the clock and taking the tempo and the attitude away from Jamaica. Jamaica has to find creative ways to sustain the attack and to break down possession and defense to get a goal to get back in the game.
The noticeable difference with this game, and here's a chance for Beckford. Well, Bessler gets the better of Beckford. But the noticeable difference in this game against Mexico, even late in the game, the Jamaicans seem to have had just one man up front. Now you were seeing 2 and 3 players playing across the top for Jamaica, which is good news. Not a whole lot of time, but still enough time as the United States takes off Fabian Johnson, and in comes Edgar Castillo Carrillo. So Edgar Carrillo comes on the park. And here comes Jamaica. Omar Daly fouls Beasley, but he keeps possession, and the referee says play on. DeMarcus Beasley inside to Bradley, who's been so calm and so efficient in the middle of the park.
You almost don't notice him, but you feel his presence.
That's what you want, don't you? So Carrillo and Cameron, the substitutes. One forced change by Jurgen Klinsmann because Jermaine Jones hit in the back of the head, very wobbly, very dizzy, and had to go to the medical room. Here's Omar Daly. They call him Ratty. Gets it to Alvas Powell. Again, not bad to Theo Robinson. Comes across it. Oh, Ryan Johnson at the back post. Overhit. Really couldn't get there. And the score stays 1-0 with less than 15 minutes to go in this World Cup qualifier at the National Stadium in Kingston.
But good activity there from substitute number 14, Theo Robinson, winning the ball, turning the man around. Here is Alvas Powell's cross, and he just gets in front of the defender. Bessler turns him inside out, takes the right foot attempt, goes across the face of the goal and out to the left corner flag.
United States with 58% possession. Austin got himself in some problems just now. Here's Carrillo. He tries to chip Donovan Ricketts, and Ricketts off his line. But in the end, that one died a natural death.
So Carrillo coming forward and looking for the creative chip, trying to find the corner for a long kick to Beckford.
Here's Jermaine Beckford. Robinson coming out of the offside position. And it's a goal kick to the United States. Tim Howard will take his time and go for the ball.
And Beckford again in a conversation with the referee. He seems to indulge, as we see on screen now, with the referee rather than the goalkeeper, who he should be talking to with shots and attempts on goal.
Well, Jamaica with about 15 shots, but only 3 on target. I think someone said that you need about 7 shots on goal before you score a goal.
Well, we should have had 2. Somebody should give us that ratio.
Maybe you need them on target before you score them.
Or pass the goalkeeper and hit in the net.
Jamaica, Ronald Austin hitting the upright in the first half. This is Theo Robinson. Comes all the way across to Omar Daly. Back to Alvas Powell. Still Powell with the ball. I thought Robinson would have been in an offside position had that gone through. This is Josie Altidore to Michael Bradley. Bradley again. Not too often we've seen that tonight. Here's Powell again. Good movement to Ryan Johnson, who seems to have moved out from the point position and has gone a little bit more to the left. Robinson in front, but again the Jamaicans pushing players forward. Here's Alvas Powell again. I think has really grown into the position. The ball inside to Omar Daly. Daly, last club Motherwell, came second in Scotland. To go, the Jamaicans getting ready. I think Johnson will come on the park. Eddie Johnson getting ready to come on the park for the United States. He'll be the final substitution of the game. You're only allowed 3. You're allowed to name 23 players. 11 can start, only 14 could play. Ball headed out. Offside. Says the referee. And Donovan Ricketts moving quickly, plays it quickly, and the Jamaicans restart. Daly headed it on to Robinson, who loses possession. Carrillo to Cameron, again to Bradley. Oh, that's well done, Michael Bradley. Again showing some quality. Clint Dempsey as Susie on the outside. Back inside to Bradley. Needs some good cross here, the United States. It's to the back post to Altidore. Carrillo. Altidore. Good movement. Altidore knocked over, but they have possession. Referee won't stop the game. And then it goes behind. Deflected ball. Well, it's going to be a card. Will come out. Nope. It's going to be a corner kick, says the referee. And the United States obviously will take their own sweet time. So, Jamaicans, as we said earlier, tying at the Azteca 0-0. Tying at the National Stadium here in Kingston with Panama 1-1. Losing to Costa Rica 2-0. Losing to Mexico here 1-0. And now down to the United States, and the ball goes all the way across to the back post. And that was Omar Gonzalez looking for another corner. He doesn't get it this time. And the Jamaicans will try to move quickly as we have less than 10 minutes to go here at the National Stadium, as the fans in the bleachers continue to peel out here at the National Stadium. And Eddie Johnson will come in, and Josie Altidore will take his own sweet time to come off the park.
So Altidore, his job done. Eddie Johnson, a very competent attacker, looks to come in for a last 10 minutes or so burst. As we approach, we are on the 83rd minute. Johnson makes his way onto the field.
Ricketts to Gordon. Plays it back to Donovan Ricketts. Theo Robinson, almost got it through to Beckford. Broken up. Sign at the far side.
Should be Ricky's ball. Took a long time to come.
Said one mission, road to Rio. It is still on, folks. Even without a point here tonight, the Jamaicans still with an opportunity. They will have 5 games after this. So still an opportunity to get 17 points.
But needs to start getting them fast.
Yep.
Need to get a goal here to probably come on level term if they can't.
On Tuesday,
10 minutes in a game is a long time on Tuesday.
Honduras against Jamaica in San Pedro Sula. I think the game will be played. It's an 8 o'clock start. Again, we'll have that game for you. Oops. And it seems to be Gonzalez who was knocked over
by Beckford.
Beckford gives him a hand. That's sporting, in a sporting way. Omar Alejandro Gonzalez.
The tall man had a really bad fall there. Both players were high in the air, and he came down very hard on his side. Seems to be all right for the moment. Probably will be a little sore tonight or in the morning.
So just about 5 minutes plus time to be added on. Jermaine Jones was down for a while, so I suspect we might have about 3 or 4 minutes of time to be added on. Here's Eddie Johnson to Carrillo. Carrillo loses possession. Daniel Gordon.
Not sure why he delayed that pass.
Alva Small again does well. I am impressed with the youngster. Always was, truth be told, from the first time I saw him. Here he is once again. More accustomed to see him playing in the middle of the park. Theo Robinson called for the foul.
Yes, was blatantly holding off the defender with his left arm continually, not just a touch and go again. He was doing it constantly and continually. Right call by the referee, who has done a good game, Burgess.
Hasn't been bad. He hasn't shown a card, has he?
No, he hasn't.
He's in control
of the game. Yep. And he has allowed both teams to flow.
Tim Howard. Again, you see the players coming over to the side where the ball is. All players come across. Mariappa wins the header. Austin. Beckford doesn't have the pace of a Jermaine Johnson or a Theo Robinson.
Or a Ryan Johnson, who made that pass to him.
Probably needed some pace there. Good tackle from Gonzalez. Here's Beckford. Inside to O'Brien Woodbine. Back to Austin. But Jamaica come up with something here to give them a point. Albus Powell didn't head that one as well as he could have. The young man getting high in attack.
Yes, first time we've seen him so high in attack for this game. And had his eye on the ball, got his head on it, but ball drifted to the right and into touch, as against his attempt to put it back across the face of goal.
United States getting a 30th minute goal. Last time we heard, Costa Rica led Honduras 1-0. It was 0-0 Mexico and Panama. And same score. And should everything stay as it is, then Panama will go to 6 points. The United States and Costa Rica will go to 7. The Jamaicans would stay at 2 after 5 games. Tim Howard doesn't fool around with the ball.
Quite rightly so.
Yep. This is Ryan Johnson. O'Brien Woodbine. Foul on the play. Immediately you see Mariappa heading to the box.
But he's limping. You see him coming forward, he is limping. And for the last 12 minutes or so, the big number 4, is it? Marvin Elliott has been limping and very immobile, has been staying in 1 or 2 positions, himself and Mariappa. And the Jamaican team has abandoned the short passing and has gone back to long punts. Now they have 3 people high. Here comes the kick.
Austin goes to goal. A chance here for Jamaica!
Good.
And Beckford ties the game in the 89th minute. It is 1-1. A good free kick from Rudolph Austin. The substitute, Jermaine Beckford, gets the header on and ties the game for Jamaica. And still a couple of minutes to go. Here's the cross from Austin. It comes and Beckford will get the header on. And Tim Howard, no chance. 89th minute, it's 1-1.
And here it is again, and you see all the players look across to the assistant referee on the right if it was offside, and I would like to see it before, because that was my thought, but he got into space, got the head on, putting it down and away into the back of the net, let the referees make the call. He has done his job. Well done, Jermaine Beckford. Good header, good cross.
2012, the Jamaicans scored 2 free kicks. Jurgen Klinsmann said, he laughingly or jokingly said, he was laughing when he said it, he said, well, we just don't want to give up any free kicks. Well, he gave one up late in the game and it went in the back of the net, and the Jamaicans will come away with a point here. Another, who knows, they might come away with 3 points here.
We'd love to see that from a Jamaican point of view. And the small crowd in the stadium who have stayed are on their feet and raising their voices.
Austin will take the corner. This time it's headed out.
Still in possession. And another corner.
Let's see what the Jamaicans can do. We're on to 90 minutes. 4 minutes of time to be added on. As I thought, the fact that Jermaine Jones stayed on for so long. Let's see what can happen. Could the Jamaicans come away with a victory here at the National Stadium? A lot of folks would have left. Maybe they're in the parking lot. They're trying to get back in now. Here comes the corner kick to Jamaica. It's headed out by the United States. Korea will come away with it. Omar Daly, Bradley again does beautifully. And now the Americans with an opportunity here to go in front. Eddie Johnson goes to the box. It comes across to Bradley. It's going to be a corner. Yep, Ricketts can't keep it in.
And, so and Daniel Gordon tracking back. Bert is just in time to get it away from the lurking defender. And now it's a corner to USA. The pendulum swings across.
There's Bradley with the ball. Jamaicans certainly don't want to give up anything here. Oh, they do! And as we said, I wonder if the United States could come back here, and they do. In the 90th minute, they take the lead and probably will keep the lead until the end of the game. Still a couple of minutes to go.
Here it is again.
Bradley.
Number 4. Left foot cross across, and the man turns and swings it, and it goes through 1-2 defenders and into the back of the goal. Player number 6,
defender
Evans.
Bradley Evans, who gets the goal in the 90th minute. And Jamaica, after coming back in the 90th, well, you know, the game lasts 90 minutes. It is really 92 minutes in the 92nd minute of the game. It is the 2 minutes of time added on. The United States crowd, what a game this is. Now the crowd definitely wants to leave. They thought the Jamaicans would come away with at least a point. And they are shattered. The coaching staff must be shattered. The players must be shattered. And in the 90 or the second minute of time to be added on, the United States score. Is there going to be another twist to this one? Let's see. Wow, Beasley clears the ball. It's not a game for the faint-hearted. Here is Dempsey. Susie is on the far side. Still the United States. Michael Bradley very involved in that game.
Now trying to run the clock with possession, keeping it away from Jamaica, keeping possession, running the clock down, playing for time. They have the lead. They have 2 goals.
There's still a
trying
minute
to
to
get
go.
3 points.
This is Eddie Johnson inside to Bradley. Is there another goal left in the game? Back to Michael Bradley. Still Bradley with the ball. Johnson. Johnson's offside. And the Jamaicans with 1 opportunity left to attack here. 30 seconds left in the game. They should really push everyone up now. But Brian Woodbine goes as far up as is possible. Ball is headed out. And again it's cleared by the United States. And that should be it. Seconds to go. Headed out again. Here comes Dempsey. Johnston is outside. He's a chance here for the United States. And Alphas Powell
Did well.
I thought he'd be shown a card. It's the end of the game, folks. A heartbreaking loss to the Jamaicans, who tied the game in the 90th minute, but 2 minutes later gave it up back. And the United States, they come away with the victory. The 30th minute goal by Josie Altidore. The Jamaicans tied it through Jermaine Beckford in the 90th, and in the